Hi everyone, my name's Kieran from Promethean, and today I'm here to talk to you about that ActivPanel LE. Okay, so first things first, I've got my Windows 11 laptop plugged in by USB-C cable, and that's one cable that's delivering power, audio, video, and controls of touch. So Windows is very touchy-feely, so I can move things around. I can open things like PowerPoint presentations, websites, files, as you would expect, same way you use a mouse at your desk. So if I open my PowerPoint presentation here, I'm going to present this. So this slide shows the ActivPanel LE. So just to point out a couple of specifications here. It's an EDLA certified device, built on Android 14, will be upgradable to 16 through an over-the-air update. Has 220 watt speakers, and the USB-C which I'm using is delivering 65 watts of power, so it's charging my laptop at the same time, which is useful because I didn't bring my charger today. So what you can see here is that I'm actually using my finger to move through Microsoft's PowerPoint, going forwards and backwards through the different slides. I can pick up the pen, which is magnetised at the front here, and I can start annotating and drawing attention to the content on the screen. Then I use the back of my hand to rub that content out. So this is really easy to use for teachers, really seamless. And when I close the presentation by pressing that exit button, it will ask me if I want to save those annotations. This is really useful if students come to the front of the class to do some modelling, they do something brilliant, which you can say, yes, I helped make that happen, and you can save that content. So it's great for evidence, great for sharing handouts and things like that. For now, I'm going to discard that because I want to show you some of the other tools we have built in. So if I minimise this and go to Edge and go to this PDF, and you can see I've already done some drawing, some annotations up here, and you can do that by clicking on the pen tool. Again, that's built in. But what I want to do is focus on some content. Let's rub those out. I want to focus on that picture. My students are talking about it. I want to pause and I want to draw their attention. There's a couple of students that aren't listening. So I can summon this floating bubble. You can see it on the left-hand side, but if I lose it or forget where it is, I can use 5 fingers on the panel, press and hold, and that bubble will appear. Okay, so I've got a few tools built into here. I can edit these by pressing and holding, so I've got a spinner there, and I might want to change that to screen share, as an example. There's lots of different options, but what I have at the bottom here is a spotlight tool. So this allows me to focus, and I can make it transparent or opaque, and I can focus on particular content, circle or square, and I want to focus on the monkeys and the parrots over here. So straight away I've drawn attention to one thing on the panel. Okay, as you can see, I'll just take a snapshot to the recording as well. I can change that to a square, I can pinch and zoom with 2 fingers. So if I want to focus on text, I find the square to be much easier. Then I can tap the X at the bottom to get rid of it. So that's one of the powerful tools that we have. Let's show you something else. So we have a YouTube video, and I want to annotate on this. Now I have a couple of ways that I can choose applications. We have an app menu that I can swipe up from the bottom and bring up, so an application tray there. Or I have a white bar at the left-hand side, the right-hand side of the panel. If I click on that, I can bring that white bar up, and I have different options like going to the home screen of the panel, because it's an Android panel, it has a home screen. I can click on the 4 diamonds, which allows me to change the volume, brightness. I have lots of apps built into there, but I like the pen icon. The pen icon, which is below that app icon, allows me to access the annotation tool, or I can click the pen icon on the remote. So I'm going to do that, and there we go, there's my annotation tool. It's popped up using the remote. I can snap this to the top and the bottom, the left and the right, and change white or a black background. If I click on pen, make it slightly smaller, I can use 5 fingers, or 10 fingers, or up to 40 fingers if I'm crazy, to annotate on that content. If my students come up and do some modelling and it's really meaningful, or I'm drawing attention to some content, so let's focus on this here, I can press the eye icon to hide that, which allows me to carry on controlling my laptop and scrub through the video maybe to the end.
How old is your child?
Or I can move to a different website and I can bring those annotations back. If I'm not happy with the annotations, again, I can use the back of my hand to rub it out, and I can start again, focusing here. If I click the camera icon, which is underneath that eye icon, I can crop this down. So I can focus on just that bit there, press done, and I can open that in my Whiteboard application. So this is an app built into the panel, so I can add it to my current page, move that out of the way. And you can see here now, my laptop is free for me to do something else. So I can minimize that website, I might open my MIS, my emails, and check on something else for my students who are looking at this content here. I can move this image around by using 2 fingers, pinch and zoom. I can again carry on annotating over the top. I'm on the wrong colour there, so I'll click on pen. Let's go to black. There we go. I'll move here. I can carry on annotating, an annotation stick. Or I can click on the pen icon and again do that multi-touch that we had before. We've got things like math tools built in, so rulers, compasses, protractors. I have my shapes tool, text tool. I can even press the plus icon to add content to this whiteboard. So actually what I would like to do is a Google image search. And I'm going to search for emotions. I've got my keyboard on split screen, but I can change different modes here, so I can have the full screen keyboard, I can have it floating. I can even click the microphone button on the right hand side here, and it will use the microphone from my laptop to pick up what I'm saying. So what I'll do is I'll type in emotions, because that's what my lesson is about today. Search. And I've got some images that I might want to use. I'm going to click on this one here because it looks quite good. Tap on the side to get rid of that menu. And again, I can move this around. And this is actually an infinite canvas. So if I zoom out, you can see on the top right hand corner of the screen where I am at the moment on my whiteboard. I'm going to take my emotions. Naturally, I'm going to click the lightning icon, straighten it. I'm going to lock it in place, which means that I can't edit it or move it around now. My students can't move it. And then I'm going to take a snippet, and I'm going to do this one, and with my finger, I'm going to drag, and I'm feeling creative because I'm currently recording a video for you lovely people. There we go. What I can do is add multiple pages to this. So if I go back one page, there we go, I've got a slider, so this is one of our templates built in, and I can maybe highlight how I feel. So I'm feeling pretty good, pretty happy. Should have chosen a larger pen there, but that's how I feel, that's where I am on the scale there. Or I can move back to my other page, I can press and hold the background, edit the background, I might want to add some music paper. And I want to change the background colour to this colour. Click done, and there we go. I've got that ready for me to go. At any point I can move back to my laptop, I can press the source button on my remote, or I can press this sidebar, press source, which is the rectangle with an arrow, and then I have my laptop loading up. And it's great because it comes in this floating window, which I can resize. So I can have it over the top of that whiteboard. I can talk about this, and I can actually control the laptop from this floating window. So I might want to go back to my PowerPoint presentation or another PowerPoint presentation. And then I can press the button here. It's 2 rectangles, and I can snap my PowerPoint presentation to one side, and I can have my explain everything whiteboard on the other side. And I can decide which one I want to focus on by splitting the screen and moving them off there. I can really make that really small and focus back on my PowerPoint presentation. Okay, some other things that we have built into the panel. So I'm going to go to the home screen to show this background. And I can customize this home screen with any of the applications that I have in this application menu. So if I want YouTube, for example, I can drag, I can drop that there, or even drop it into my toolbar if I wanted to. Okay, I can swipe between multiple pages. So you can see on the next page, I've got OneDrive, the Promethean app, and even ChatGPT, I have that. So if I wanted to use screen share, so this is a great app, powerful tool. So no matter what device you're using, so Windows, Mac OS, iOS, Android, Chrome, anything, you can mirror to the panel. So I'm going to do it with my phone. Pretend it's an iPad. And they all sit in this waiting room, so there's up to 39 devices can sit here waiting. Select up to 4, and it will show them each on the screen, splitting the screen into quadrants. If I click on one, that's my phone, and I'm going to use the camera. I'm going to take a selfie. There we go. And if I open that photo, so this is a student sharing work. Here's some accessibility switches that I took a photo of earlier for one of the trusts that I'm working with, because they want to use accessibility switches with the panel, and it's great because they work straight away and actually pass through. So those switches can work with anything that's plugged into the panel. They pass through just with a dongle. Really good. So I have that content. I want to bring up my Annotate Tool. So I'm doing that from the little shortcut favourites bubble. I can annotate over the top, so I'm going to go black this time. This is a tap switch. These are great, so you can have 6 devices being used with the panel at the same time, so really powerful. I can take a snapshot of that. I'll just save that for my PowerPoint presentation later. Click done. I'm going to open it in my whiteboard. Okay, because I know I want to refer back to that in another video that I'm going to do. So there it is. Add it to the current project. Easy for me to use for later. Okay. That's it for the ActivPanel LE. It's a really quick whistle-stop tour. Really versatile. It has the Google Play Store built in. The final thing I'll mention is if you need pricing or training, please do reach out to your Promethean partner, or you can search me on LinkedIn, Kieran Mandell-Wilkins. I'm the Trust Partnership Manager at Promethean. Thank you very much.